there is something that the divine is getting you ready to speak on. Whatever this is, you are just feeling better. There is something that has been reconciled in your life, which is now going to make you officially unstoppable. So if certain people thought that you were tethered or cared or were codependent on a certain outcome or a certain relationship, you are the official plot twist. They have no idea what the F they are talking about. And within a couple hours from the time that you're seeing this, you are really going to release a cord or release a bond that you thought that you had. And then you might be second guessing it because of the transits. Like, do I really feel this way? I feel like certain things are unfolding to show you that you don't need anyone's permission to live life the way that you want to live it. You're just going to start doing you. You're also seeing that prayer in a certain way that you manifest works for you. If you thought some people were trying to evaluate you, assess, watch you from afar, you sniffed them out and their janky binoculars and magnifying glass. Justice is being served and it's big. It's like this is a big season all around you for people to be dealt the things that are being dealt. Try not to laugh because some of it might be funny to you. Like, I told them not to do that. I told them they should watch out for that, and they didn't listen. So some people are definitely effing around and finding out. In this season, you are doing it big. You are not afraid to do it big. So you are at the beginning of a new era where you are going to be showering yourself with a lot of love and really being mindful of who you spend time with and why you're spending time with them. You are putting up boundaries that you never used to put up because you want different for yourself. You're looking at the past couple of years like, well, I wish it would have been like this, so I'm going to make that different. I wish we would have had this type of interaction, so I'm going to change that. This could be with an ex, a baby daddy, an ex-husband, a baby mother, whoever it's with. You're going to be doing things big and you are going to be shining. Everyone is going to be recognizing that there is more than a couple special things about you and why you are never the one to cross. People are going to be seeing that you're very independent, that they cannot cause friction in your finances. They cannot cause friction in the things that are destined for you. You are going to be very wrapped up in your own world where you used to kind of outsource or listen to or watch a couple of others for inspiration or knowledge. You're really like shutting that down. God is showing you that you are an expert. You may not have gotten your degree. You may not have even gone to college. You may not have done certain things, but you are an expert and you show people how to not give up. I was watching one of my favorite influencers and she's been gone for a while off of social media, and she was going through issues with her family, going through issues with school and her relationship, and then she quit school. And she was like feeling really bad about it, like, oh, I wish I didn't quit school, I wish I didn't do this, and but I'm trying not to like get upset about it, but it wasn't meant for her. There's something bigger meant for her. So I'm like looking at her like there's this authenticity and goodness and star power about you. Even though you didn't finish the school and you didn't do all of this, you're still an expert. Some of the smartest people didn't go to an Ivy League school, didn't go to a private school, didn't get the best grades, didn't have a great grade point average. You are showing people in the world that it can be done the way that you do it. That this is starting a revolution for entrepreneurs. This is starting a revolution for wherever you are in the world, that it can be done. That you can get up out of poverty. That you can get up out of trauma, toxic family. And you are just wrapping yourself up in love and using askformations. So I don't know if I said this earlier. I don't think I did. One thing that we do on the channel is, I haven't said this in a couple of months, but you can use the Parrot app or you can record it on your phone. and let it play back to you on a loop, your askformations. It works best if it is your own voice. Yes, there's plenty of videos and all types of affirmations and some askformations, but it's best if it's in your own voice because you know what you need. When your mind is trying to spiral and think all of these negative, dark thoughts like, why do they leave me? Why do they ghost me? Why do they break up with me? Why does this always happen to me? When you ask yourself those questions, your subconscious is going to prove to you why people always leave you, why people always ghost you, why people always do whatever they do. And we don't have time for the blocks. We don't have time for the janky Sesame Street that people be throwing our way either. It is time to stand in your power and ask yourself more positive questions, especially when you're going to sleep and waking up or when you're feeling some type of way. Just listening to that. So Parrot, Parrot, the app is free. You can record your voice and it will play it back to you on a loop. So I want you to think of something that ties to your situation currently with this bond that you are breaking, that you have outgrown, that you now see like, I'm going to be good without that. There are a lot of broken promises coming through. So I want you to stand tall, 10 toes down on the fact that you're going to get whatever you want regardless. You are spoiled by God. You are spoiled by the divine source, whoever your higher power is. You are showing people, I can cry if I want to. I can stomp if I want to. I can leave if I want to. I can play if I want to. I can retire if I want to. I can walk away if I want to. I can block you if I want to, because I can do whatever I want. I don't know if you are a people pleaser in recovery or a hothead in recovery or maybe a little bit of both, but there are certain things that you are being able to reconcile, and you are showing people that you are God's pet. And I don't mean that in a bad way or derogatory way. I mean like you are teacher's pet in every scenario. And these people can't stand it. Let them show you who they are. People are going to be really showing their character with how they feel. They're not going to be able to help it. So let me try to articulate this as Mercury is in the microwave. You have been diving deep on if you need certain people in your life, whether it's family members or friendships or like certain ties are being broken, whether you want them to be or not. Kind of just go with the flow of that. But you're also reevaluating certain relationships that you thought were important to you that have been going up. They've been going a little haywire. You're like, I don't know if I need this relationship anymore. I love this person. I cared about them. Like, you didn't know if you guys were on the outs, if you were going to have to give them the cold shoulder, if you were going to have to walk away. But now you are seeing all of these relationships clearly. You are not going to beg. You are not going to grovel. You are not going to, you're not going to beg for these people to be with you. So anybody that really wants to be with you is going to show you, and anyone that you are not really supposed to be around is going to show you their broken promise. There might be a couple people that you will hold account. Actually, let me back that up. You're going to be holding everybody accountable. We'll see what they do with it. This is a season where you are a megaphone, not just a microphone. You are a megaphone. And you might say a sentence or two, but they're going to be very intimidating with the fact that you don't care. You are going to say your boundary very clear, and you're calling people out. Not that you didn't do that before, but it's those certain bonds where you don't know if you're going to reconcile them or repair them. So I'm getting that there's 3 to 4 relationships that you are assessing, that you are evaluating. And you're like, am I going to deal with this? Let me tell them about themselves. Or you might just be calling them out. Hey, remember you said this? Are you going to do this? Hey, remember you said that? Are you going to do that? Seeing if people are following through. People are only as good as their word to you. And if they don't follow through, they don't mean anything to you. So you are going to put the ball back in their court and see what they do with that. So I feel like there's going to be 2 reconciliations that are going to work out and maybe 2 that are not. But you are the seer. You are scary intuitive, scary accurate. So listen, you'll know. because you're not going to beg anyone for their friendship or their loyalty or their respect. I do see you telling someone, like, you always do this, and if you do this, this is what I'm going to do. You could be talking to a family member. If you ever do this again, this is what's going to happen. And they know that you mean business. Somebody could have disrespected you and you're trying to reconcile, but you're letting them know where the line in the sand is. Like, hey, I'm not the one. So if you want to play in this sandbox, this is what you have to do. Don't talk to me crazy. You better talk to me nice. You have a very strong opinion, and where you might skirt around a certain calling out or putting a spotlight on somebody fraudulent or whoever, whatever bonds that you're getting ready to break, you're just coming through really strong. They're like, oh, I thought they were going to leave. I thought they were going to walk away. I thought they like wouldn't come back. I thought they would just let me walk all over them. Walking all over you was going to prove something. So there are certain relationships that where they were hoping that you weren't going to say anything. They thought, okay, we walked on them, we took advantage, and now we're going to try to see if we can just be around them and go back to the way that things used to be. And if we can go back to the way that things used to be, it'll just be, it's like their sign that they can use you as a doormat. And you are showing people you won't make it 2 steps towards this sandbox if you think that you can be disrespectful or do whatever the heck. So you're showing people whatever old habits that they had, or wherever they thought they were going to use you as a punching bag or a trash can to kick around. That is not the case. This could also be because you are in a prep period of unleashing and unloading a lot of trauma. There could be trauma from 5 to 7 years ago that is giving you severe PTSD or CPTSD. This could be with family. And somebody could be asking you about this, like, hey, what are your spiritual beliefs, or what do you, like, how are you and your family? Something's coming up where, like, you're not good with whoever these people are, and it's going to be a great opportunity for you to purge that these certain people will never respect you, will never be happy for you. And it doesn't matter how long it's been or how long you've been zero contact with. Sometimes you just need a good cry. Use these transits to the best of your ability, that you don't have to like try to bury it. There is no reason to bury something that has hurt you in the past because of however long it's been. Especially if these are people that have traumatized you over and over and over again for 20 to 30 years, and you've only been zero contact with them for however long. And let's say you're not going to therapy, or you don't have time for counseling or even finances for it. Whatever the case is, it's like you're working through it the best that you can. You got people out here that officially know who they're talking to. They're not getting anything past you. Nothing. And you're not going to take anybody's excuses, but you're also not attached to the outcome. This is a prep period where you delegate and you stand on business and you just push forward, because you are working through a lot of past trauma. You are doing a lot of shadow work. Like, yeah, that used to bother me. I'm not letting that bother me anymore. So for some reason, this is going to be on display, where certain bonds that you had or that you thought you were going to have forever are now being broken. You don't want anything really keeping you tethered to anyone, and you're going to just be showing people you don't have access to me like you think you do. And whereas a lot of people wouldn't tell these certain people about themselves, you are always the one and only to tell them, to call them out, to call their bluff, to call out their broken promise, to call out everything janky that they do. And this is also to show you who has been continuously doing spell work against you, who has been continuously plotting and planning and just wasting their time. There are 3 to 4 people that have tried to come against you that now see the position that God has put you in. and they don't understand why you get to be playful, how you look so young. People are really in disbelief of your age. These are the people that could not stop you and now get a front row seat. There's like a VIP section for your haters. And these people, these four especially, they have to sit in this VIP justice arena. And because they could not stop you, they have to watch you come back stronger. They have to watch you out here being the seer, not giving an F, and increasing your earnings. That's another thing. A lot of these people, they try to stop your love life. They try to stop your earnings. They try to stop you from being something. This could be a mother, an in-law, a father, a cousin, a terrible boss. Whoever these people are, they see now that you are connected, that you are protected, that you are supported, that you know how to ward off unwanted energies. And though you might look cute or nice or sweet, it's like, don't let this bow fool you. You have a very strong opinion, and they will be hearing about it. Is if people crossed you for the last time, you're done adapting, you're done tying things in a bow, making things look nice for appearances. You don't care about anything for the sake of appearances. You are very assertive. You are breaking free, not to be rebellious, but because you're starting a revolution on how chosen ones should be treated, how underdogs should be treated, why you should never be underestimated. Your creative endeavors and you having a strong opinion is also going to help your cash flow. Some of you guys could be in design, photography. You could be a teacher, a life coach, a oracle, a tarot reader, whatever it is that you do, you are going to be doing it very well. So if you thought there was going to be a bond broken with your art, never. If you thought there was going to be a bond broken with certain people that you really cared about, no. Anybody that is supposed to be in your life is going to show you that they're supposed to be in your life. And you might be let down by others that are walking away, but be mindful if they're not actually ghosting you, but they're trying to mindfully break up with you. It doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt or that it's not going to sting, but it's just also helping put things in perspective. Like, okay, if this person isn't able to stay, if they're not able to stick around, even though you have trauma in certain relationships, that is for a reason. Let it make room for the person that is supposed to be in your life. God is trying to bring reliable people in your life. And though you could be around a lot of talented people, it doesn't mean that they're reliable or that they can follow through with their word. Very few people follow through with their word to the letter. And I don't mean like they promise you something and then it's, it might be a week after the fact. I mean people that promise you something and then they're like, oh, I was just really in my feelings. So about that, not going to do that. Or don't answer the phone. Or half-ass whatever they promised you. Let that be a lesson to you right now that you do not need these type of people in your life because you don't operate that way. You don't operate on half-assing or empty promises or anything busted. You don't do anything for show. You are not performative. You also need to get away from people that are performative. You are in an era, a big era of your authenticity, and this is going to give you the ick. So that's why I feel like you're not going to be feeling so bad about people that you have to walk away from. This is a way of showing yourself a lot of self-love. So maybe you had some, what is the word? Not perception, predictions. You had certain predictions about people that you met. Some of these people could have been people that you came into contact with 10 years ago. And some of them could have been people that you came into contact with less than 6 months ago. Whoever they are, you clocked certain things about them. And this was to see if you would be able to have a relationship with them or you would move forward with them in a certain way or be able to collaborate. Now seeing that you can't do that for whatever reason, you have to know that your predictions were true. And now these people are going through karma. God needs you removed from the situation so these people can deal with their karma. Some of it has nothing to do with you, and some of it has a lot to do with you. So let me give you an example. You guys could have one person that you came into contact with, and they can't really be friends with you or collaborate with you because they're going through it. They could be going through their Saturn's return. They could be just going through karma, or relationship issues or family issues. And you need to be pulled over here so you can focus on the task at hand. And even though you might really like this person or like working with them, there is a reason why you cannot force it. But it's going to require you to do another trust fall when you're very tired of doing those. The whole last year or two has been about trusting and falling and trusting and falling. And working through the trauma of the times where you trusted, you fell, and it hurt really bad. And the recovery time could have been longer than normal. So there's one person or two where it's just not going to work out and they got to sort out their life. And that's why these connections are being severed. Then there's other people where they crossed you and everybody else in their life. And that is getting sorted. So there's a reason why they're not talking to you, or you guys have never gotten along. So you've been pushing beyond your comfort zone, or that's going to be a theme for you this week, is pushing beyond your comfort zone, telling people what you expect, delegating. There's a lot about delegating. You need to delegate to unlock, being your innocence to unlock this life that you want. You are also allowed to teach things even though you're not an expert. Let's say you need something from somebody, but they're the expert and you're not. It doesn't matter because you have all the life experience. You might as well be a damn expert. Like, you could have been burned in so many different situations, whether it was schooling, getting certification, getting certain services done, where you've been burned so many times where you might as well have your license in whatever that is. So don't be afraid this week to tell people what you expect. You need to know if they're up to the task. Because if they don't follow through to the letter of the things that you expect, that's your cue to leave. So you can leave before you even get started. And in the meantime, you're also going to do much better than expected because you're letting go of perfectionism. You are throwing a lot of wrenches in your day that are necessary for you. Let's say you had a long day yesterday and you don't like taking naps, so you might take a nap today. Let's say you don't eat breakfast normally, but you're gonna have a long day, so you might eat breakfast. Like, you are throwing your own wrenches in the day because you've just got to go with the flow of what you need at that moment, or from moment to moment. You're gonna be showing You're gonna be showing yourself a lot of compassion and being kind to yourself, because you will be coming to the realization that there were a lot of people that your predictions were spot on, that they were never going to amount to anything, that they were always going to be a piece of crap, that they weren't going to last in their relationship, whatever it was that you had to clock for whatever reason. Maybe you were hard on yourself, like, well, I don't want to judge them, or I don't want to see what I see. You see what you see because of your purpose, because of who you are. And that's so you can trust your intuition more and trust the vibes around you if you should be around certain people. You are really connected, especially emotionally. So the things that you are working through right now are to also prove to you that you don't need to be a perfectionist. You don't need to be mean to yourself because you had a certain childhood or a certain upbringing or certain friends, or your family acts a certain way. But yeah, you will be teaching this week, even though you are not an expert. You will be teaching many lessons, whether you realize that or not. Because I channeled that message strongly today, that if you were ever on my channel and you did askformations and then maybe you stopped for a while, maybe make a comparison of how your life was going when you were doing the askformations and how it's been going since. Not because you need to feel bad about any type of way that your life has been going. You're always going through certain cycles, closing them out and glowing up. Like, you level up over and over and over again. You probably level up like 3 times a year minimum. You are very intelligent. For some reason, people need a front row seat, or are getting a front row seat to the self-love that you have, the independence and the intelligence. Most of all, the intelligence. You've been given a spiritual intelligence and high IQ, so you can show people it does not matter what you've been through. It does not matter what people tell you, how people act on social media, what your terrible boss has done. You're going to rise above all of that. You are very hard to fool. So Spirit also wants to show you, like, hey, look at how you predicted all of these things. Look at how you are very hard to fool, even with people that you like. You could have liked somebody and you knew it wasn't going to work out. You knew there was something up. You knew behind the scenes they were dealing with more than they said or that they let on. Or that you knew that there was some type of envy or jealousy there. So you knew that that wasn't going to work. Like, you foresee so much. You need to give yourself more credit. Like, why am I so hard to fool? Why am I so lovable? Why am I so wealthy? Why am I so abundant? So we have the rainbow. If you made it this far into the message, I want you to drop a rainbow down below. Blessings are coming in and you are seeing a lot of synchronicities. There were some people that were pump faking that they were a power couple. Pump faking that they were in a good relationship, that they were in a good marriage, that they were strong, or they were just, yeah. There were people pump faking like, oh, our relationship is so easy and it's so awesome and it's so this. Performative. You clock people and relationships that are performative. People are very jealous of you because of how influential you are. So if you have a person as well, a soulmate, there are people always trying to provoke you. So somebody is triggered and bitter and not talking to you because they feel like their performance is been exposed. It being performative and still not working out has been exposed. People don't like the fact that you see through them. You're not doing that to be like judgmental. You've been through a lot of different things. You're not trying to judge people's scenarios. And even though there could be a lot of people gossiping around you about said people that you see through. But it's just to show you how you need to trust your intuition, how you need to listen to your discernment. And when you have to walk away from people, as hard as that is, it is for your betterment. So you're going through this spiritual awakening where you're seeing how much wisdom you have. So people can't understand how you look so youthful, but you have so much wisdom. They're like, wait, you're how old? Huh? What do you mean? Some people are going to try to provoke you right now. They might try to call you hun, honey, doll. I don't know, something demeaning or stupid. Ignore them. Like, if the big crazies, the big dogs that are crazier, that's kind of giving them a compliment, but whatever. If the craziers don't get over on you and provoking you, don't let these little dusties down here try to provoke you. It's not happening. You are taking an inventory of your life of what needs changing, and you're not letting anybody cause friction or mess with that plan. You are taking inventory of your love life, inventory of your finances, inventory of how things went in the last year and how you're never going to let that happen again. So whatever relationships you have to walk away from that seem painful, again, it's so more pleasure can enter your life. It's so more joy can enter your life. Spirit is saying, I know you thought this would be good or that would be good, but there's better. There's something better. I'm hearing classes in session. So we're going to get you guys advice. Is there anything else the collective needs to know? Nourishment, manifestation, and protection. You need to know that you have manifestations coming in every time you understand that your prayers are protected, your wishes are protected, the things that you desire are protected. Keep nourishing yourself. So when I told you about your schedule and you kind of like switching it up, eating breakfast if you don't eat breakfast, taking a nap if you don't take a nap, going to bed early if you don't go to bed early. All of those things are bringing in your manifestations. All of those things are showing you that you do trust that good is on the way. Because you've been fighting through a lot of spell work. So you are very tired, more tired than normal. You guys could also have a lot of dreams. If your dreams are vivid and you normally remember them, you most likely fight spirits or spiritual warfare in the dream state. So you could wake up tired or groggy or remembering your nightmares, whatever that is. You have a spiritual intelligence. You might start a journal, writing down some of the dreams that you're having. We have cosmic power. Your cosmic power is being revealed to you. I feel like it has to do with the fact that you are the star. Your dreams are being fulfilled. And you're only going to be doing things that make you feel fulfilled. Again, there's going to be bonds that are broken, that you are severing, that you are walking away from, and some that you are reconciling. If they are up for the task, if they're up to keeping their word, which double energy makes it very hard for people to keep their word to you. And then we have ballet shoes. You are going to be honing in on a skill and in this new cycle. You are going to be keeping people on their toes because you care more about love right now. Being spontaneous, being adventurous, flying by the seat of your pants. You care more about that, and you know that that's not normal for you because you're not a kid anymore, you're not a teenager anymore. So you know that there's effort required in having pleasure and having joy and taking it easy. That is what you are focused on right now, and that is why you are tuning so much out. So I love that. If you made it to the end of this message, I want you to drop an askformation below on why is my life so amazing? Why is my life so fun? Why is there so much joy in my life? Any of those three. So all important links are in the description box. Don't forget to smash the you-know-what. Hit the bell. You do not want to miss out. We are going to be doing a giveaway in the next live stream, so you want to stay tuned for that. What else? I think that's it. Oh, don't forget to hype up this video if you claim this message. And yeah, I look forward to reading your guys' confirmations. It is the best part of my job. Thank you guys for tuning in, and just thank you for your support, your love, your beautiful comments. I have the best subscribers. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.